that you would be First Lady, and you believed him. Did I not raise you for better? How many times have I told you you have to be what? You have to be what?
Twice.
What?
Twice as good.
Twice as good as them to get half of what they have.
Thank you for coming to my channel. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let's jump right into it. This video is in response to some questions that were posed to me under the Being Mary Jane series finale recap review. And I just wanted to show that there's two types of black men. There's black men who are emotionally intelligent and understand the weight that black women carry in relationships and society. More or less, you know, black women have a lot on their plate, and it's hard to be a black woman. And the other type of black man I want to talk about is, you know, black men that may have narcissistic tendencies. They may just kind of be self-centered. Like it's very hard for them to empathize with black women. It's hard for them to see black women as human beings just like them. It's very hard, and they dismiss the plight of black women. Okay, so some of the questions that were asked was, why is it that, you know, black women say that they're strong black women, and why do they celebrate that? And white women, you know, they don't celebrate, they don't call themselves strong white women. Why is that? Well, to answer that question, black women are indoctrinated from a young age to not depend on black men or men in general. Okay. From my point of view, I've had my father in my life, all my life. A lot of my friends, we all had our dads in our lives, but it's just passed down from generation to generation to generation of women to be strong, to have your own money, to be educated, just in case a black man changes his mind. There has been an epidemic of black men abandoning their families, black men impregnating women and disappearing, black men after, you know, 10, 20 years, if they feel like changing their mind, they just disappear on their families. And so it's always been ingrained, you know, passed down again from generation to generation to be strong. And to dismiss the plight of black women and say, oh, well, no, black women, your struggle isn't really a struggle, or it's the same exact struggle that black men have. There's no difference in our struggle. I feel like only male privilege can allow a man to say something like that. You know, this is not the struggle Olympics, okay? The point of my response is not to say who has it worse. What I said is that black men and black women have different experiences, okay? And so in saying that we have two different experiences, of course, there's certain things that we have in common because we're both black. So there are going to be struggles that are similar, but men have different struggles because you're a man. I will never know what it's like to be a man. And you're not a woman. You'll never know what it's like to be a woman. But I respect black men who are emotionally intelligent, that can empathize and see, yo, black women go through a lot. And the narcissistic black men, what I don't like is, it's kind of like you seeing a black woman laying on the street, blood gushing from her neck, and you saying, well, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Why are you suffering? What's wrong? And I just feel like, I feel like a lot of black men are clueless, and I think they want to, some of them want to remain in the dark because what black women do for them, it benefits them, and they want to perpetuate this. And I feel like a lot of black women don't know any better. It's all we've been taught to be strong, so they want to keep up, let's be strong. And so the other comment was, well, white women never say that they're strong white women, and white women have never had any struggles in their life. BS. white women started the feminist movement, okay? White women who had to revolt against the oppression that, you know, white men have put them under, patriarchy. So of course white women don't have to say I'm a strong white woman, okay? They are feminists. They are feminists, okay? They're the ones who fight for equal rights in the white community, for women, equal rights for women, period. Okay? So to say that white women never had to struggle, white women couldn't vote. White women couldn't do a lot of things. So don't give me that crap, you know, try to pit black women against white women. Oh, you know, that's why black men are leaving, you know, the community, and they're going to white women because white women are more feminine and all this other stuff. You know, it's so crazy because I feel like when black men leave to go to other races or whatever, they're showing up to those races with different energy, right? They come to black women to fix them up, to make them better. And then once they, you know, once they have reached to wherever they need to be, then, you know what I'm saying, they go to the white woman with a different energy, you know, with a different vibe. They're coming to these other nationalities, you know, with their best foot forward, okay? A lot of black men are showing up to women without anything to put on the table, okay? So let's get that clear. Again, I'm talking about two different black men here. It's not all black men. There's a difference between black men who are emotionally available, emotionally intelligent, and understand, you know, what black women go through. All right, so male privilege says that, you know what, we're not going through anything. Black women aren't going through anything. And you know what? It's the same way we talk about white privilege. A white person can say, oh, slavery happened such a long time ago. Stop throwing the race card out there. You know, it's not that serious. My family didn't enslave you. I wasn't a slave owner. So I don't understand why black people are mad. So if you as a black man could get upset when some white people dismiss how you feel, then why is it that, you know, black men are clueless and they can say, oh, y'all don't really go through anything as women. Y'all ain't going through nothing. It's not that serious. We going through the same thing. It's crazy how, you know what I mean? When white people do it, y'all get mad. But you are the same ones that are doing it to black women. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Why is it so hard to be a black woman? Period. That you could, I mean, through the Caribbean, American black women, it's the same thing. Be strong. Period. We might have grown up differently. You know what I'm saying? If my Caribbean people, y'all know what time it is. It's very matriarchal. It's very, you know, it doesn't matter if you have 5 brothers in your household. You could be the baby of the family. Your family expects you to take control and make sure everybody is okay. The plight of a strong black woman is you have to be every woman, right? We sang it with Whitney. We sang it with Shaka. We sang it with that. We sang I'm every woman with them. We had a great time, okay, singing that thing. But to live I'm every woman is very suffocating. It's very exhausting. You know, black women go through a lot of burnout, exhaustion, depression, because we have to keep the mask on, right? We can't take the mask off. We have to be perfect. We don't get a pass to be mediocre, right? They tell us men are not going to be ready-made. He's not going to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? You got to work with him. Black men don't work with us. You know what I'm saying? At work, we have to carry the weight of the office. We have to work twice as hard to have, you know what I'm saying, half of what certain people have. Okay, you have to do this, you have to do that, right? You have to be Susie homemaker, right? And you have to be the career woman. White women get to choose. If they want a family, they have a family. If they want to, you know what I'm saying, be a career woman, they do that. Black women, you know, usually we try to do all of it, right? And we don't understand rest. A lot of Black women are codependent, right? That means they're preoccupied with the needs of other people while they neglect their own needs. And because of that, Black women are often dehumanized, right? We are not allowed to have feelings. We are not allowed to express ourselves. And whenever we have any concerns or complaints, what do we get told? Oh, well, that's what women are supposed to do. There's a lot of hidden emotional labor where we're supposed to carry a lot of the emotional labor in romantic relationships. We're told, oh, you're helpers, but really we're construction workers. We have to build everybody from scratch. We have to make sure everybody else is good, when nobody checks on the Black woman to make sure she's okay. Nobody checks on the Black woman to make sure she's good. And so because of that or whatever, we have a defense mechanism where we don't ask for help, because oftentimes Black women have been abandoned. Malcolm X already said it. We're the least protected of the women, right? We're the most disrespected woman, right? So you create a defense mechanism over a period of time, right? So oftentimes what I was told growing up, men don't do anything for you for free, right? If a man does something for you, usually there's an expectation connected to that, right? And so when you grow up with those thoughts or whatever, if it's not someone, you know what I mean, that is connected to me, that's a man, there's no expectation to do anything, you know what I mean? And that's kind of how a lot of Black women were raised, because there are Black men who oftentimes take advantage of women. Just men in general take advantage of women's weakness and try to play women and play games with women and try to manipulate and all this other stuff. So we have to be 5 steps ahead of men to make sure we're not being manipulated, we're not being hurt, we're not being taken advantage of, right? Charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting. Okay. So those are just some of the things that were brought up that I just wanted to bring up. Like, this is not the struggle Olympics. The point of this is not to depict who has it worse or whatnot, but to say that Black women don't have a struggle that is the same exact struggle that Black men go through is a lie. We were trained as women to understand what Black men have gone through. Black men are racially profiled. Black men, are seen in society as, aggressors. They have to really put on this overly friendly vibe just to make sure that people aren't threatened. There's a lot of stuff that Black men go through, but we contextualize their experience. We understand kind of what they're going through. We empathize with them. We put ourselves on the front line for Black men who are killed in cold blood every day. But Black men are looking at you like, what's wrong? Why are you hurting? What's wrong? And I just feel like, if you really want to understand Black women, read a book on emotional intelligence, study the Black women in your life. Tell the Black women in your life to take a break. Tell her to slow down. I'm hearing Black women are dying from heart disease, obesity, all these things because of depression and other things that we carry as Black women. There's a superwoman complex that Black women have, that we can do it all, right? But guess what? Nobody's trying to stop us from doing it all. And we don't know oftentimes to ask for help. And so I think, as Black women, we have to learn, to practice self-care, to prioritize our needs while we take care of the people around us, so that we don't die early. We're making sure everybody else is good while we're dying inside emotionally, psychologically, spiritually. And the church, not my church personally, but the church, the body of Christ, but I feel like they also perpetuate this superwoman complex, and when we do talk about our pain, just pray about it, you're gonna be all right, or our pain is dismissed or whatnot. So ladies, in the comments, share why do you think it's difficult to be a Black woman, right? Share in the comments, talk to us. Let's have a conversation about, the plight of Black women, because a lot of Black men don't believe us. And that's why I put a clip of a Black man, because if a man says it, then they're able to see it. But if we say it, all they hear is like Charlie Brown teacher, wah, 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 wah. They don't hear us. And that's the beauty of male privilege, right? You can tell somebody that they don't have any pain. You could tell a woman that their pain is not that serious. You know what I mean? And so I'm not going to be silenced. Okay. If this channel is not for you, you can go to a channel that says fix a plate for your man before you eat. Go to those channels, right? Go to those channels that talk about, the traditional roles. I do, there's some traditional women roles I value, but that is not, the epitome of what a woman is: fixing plates and smile and bat your eyelashes and don't say anything. Okay, that's not what this channel is. If I continue to see people being disrespectful or trying to change my messaging, I will start deleting messages. I will start blocking people. I don't have time for it. Okay? All right. Well, that's all, folks. Have a good one.